Hi there, Sophie here from Prospology. I hope you're having an amazing day. This video is a bit more on the personal side about my top 5 therapeutic areas. So, which areas of medicine do I most enjoy getting involved in, writing about, learning about? And these are the 5 that I've come up with. They're not necessarily in order, but they are all areas of interest of mine. The first one is nutrition. So I actually have a background in nutrition. I studied to become a registered dietitian and a nutritional therapist. So I've always had an interest in diet and health, how it can be used as an adjunct to other treatments if you have a health condition or you want to optimize your health, and that difference between optimization and just prevention of disease, and also in the contraindication, so how a drug might interact with a nutrient or vice versa, and all the nuances of that. I find it really interesting. The second one I have is genetic abnormalities. So I find genetics to be a very interesting topic. I have done genetic testing myself. I'm always kind of digging through some of the topics and the conversations around that through that platform. And I love the idea that we don't necessarily know these risk factors that we have unless we dig into our genetics, and that we're uncovering all the time different relationships between genes and how they're expressed and what that actually means in terms of our health and our future and any prognoses that we might have. I'm also donor conceived, and so the idea that I might someday come to know who the donor is or some members of his family or other connections that I might find through genetic testing is really interesting to me. Thirdly, I have digestive health. So I actually specialized in digestive health and irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, for my first year or so while I was making the transition from nutrition and consulting into medical communications. And this is because there's a really strong connection there with the microbiome, with how nutrition affects gut health and the microorganisms that we have within us. And there's a very, very direct correlation there that people don't necessarily understand. Number 4 is reproductive health. So I mentioned that I'm donor conceived. My parents did have IVF to have me. I do find it really fascinating to learn about all the different ways in which you can maximize your chances of conception and all the different things that could go wrong in the process of conceiving and carrying a child, and as well as all of the hormones that go into it. I've had some of my own health challenges around my hormones, and so I've been doing a lot of investigation into that, and it comes into the work that I do as well. And then finally, I've put rare diseases because I do love the opportunity to get into an area that I may not understand so well, or that doesn't commonly come up in clinical practice, especially if there's a new treatment or something for it that is going to make a huge difference to people's lives. And so I really love getting to know, how these conditions manifest, and what kinds of options there are for management, and just that challenge of educating people who may not know anything about the condition at all, and to help people get a quicker diagnosis, because often with rare diseases it can take quite some time for them to get an accurate diagnosis. So these are sort of the areas that come to mind immediately for me when I think about therapeutic areas, but I have worked in all therapeutic areas. I don't really have any areas that I don't find interesting or want to work within, but these are the ones I think that stand out for me as being my favorites. If you need any help in transitioning into freelance medical writing and you have a particular type of writing that you want to be doing or therapeutic area that you're interested in and you're not sure if you are the best kind of person to be writing about that, do reach out. I'd love to have a chat with you about it and we can see if there's any more support that I can offer you.